Hello, and welcome
Yo,
back to the Tim. Oh, hello, Tom. Are you
hi.
welcoming? Are you welcoming them back?
No, do it. Keep going.
Okay. Welcome back to the Tim Tom podcast. This will be episode 31, and this week is going to be a bit of a. It's going to be a bit of a divisive week. I feel we're going to be doing Skepta, "Ignorance is Bliss." That's
There's
been
a
anticipated, or two anticipated albums, and then
one more so. ZUU sort of dropped out of nowhere.
yeah, kind of.
Bit
But he
spoiler
did drop the
alert.
singles. And oh yeah, ZUU by Denzel Currry. Then the singles we're going to be reviewing are Crime Pays by MadGibbs, one of the best collabs, if not the best collab out there right now. Changed my mind. And Mark Ronson's Find You Again, featuring.
Camila Cabello.
Thank you for the save. Okay, and without further ado, let's get into Ignorance is Bliss, a saying which I feel
Isn't
is
it?
generally true. Would you agree?
Although then again,
Hmm.
not knowing something kind of sucks.
Yeah. Bruh moment.
Only if you know you don't know,
Then you're not ignorant to the fact that you don't know it.
I suppose.
Alright, so it starts off with Bullet from a Gun, which I feel is pretty. I think it's a strong start, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's a strong start. It has this has this good hook. She wasn't your girl, she was just your turn. It's these reflections on this. I mean, Skepta's reflecting on his past and also on cliches among rappers, like rapping about their past and how their past has shaped them and stuff, and how he doesn't want to do that. There's this interesting electronic melody with this kind of delayed, plucked synth, and the bass takes on this. It's good. It's good, and it kind of changes. It goes into the hook, into this nicer set of notes. But yeah, I think it's a pretty solid opener. I think it's kind of let down by the following track, though, in my opinion.
Grease mode.
Yeah, I don't get why people love it. I really don't get it.
I've heard nothing but bad reviews about that song, actually.
What? Yeah, I mean, it's his most list. It's the top of his most listened to tracks on his
well.
thing. It seems to be like a hit, but I really don't get it. There's better tracks on this album. I think.
It was a single. That's why the first two tracks,
right?
Which me and Lawrence reviewed on the
Yeah.
Logic episode, whenever that was.
Which has been doing very good, actually. It's been doing very well. And I mean, Grease Mode just has this. It has this relaxed feel. The beat
I
is
think the
very relaxed.
beat's so anthemic, and the hook is as well. And it's got the same bass line that he used on every track on his Vicious EP. I think so, because he keeps on putting in new songs, and it's only because I spotted it that I sort of realised.
Yeah.
And I like most of it. I thought Nath Smalls was a bit annoying.
I just really didn't. I got nothing from this. I thought Red Rum, like there was at least some more things going on with it. I mean, it's harder.
Also, sorry, that
don't worry.
It had the little sample at the end of Dead Prez's hip hop with the big records.
Oh, I didn't get that
sample.
either.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
I thought the song was called Redrum for ages. I don't know why. Until I tried to type it in.
Yeah.
Until I typed it in, and then it autocorrect wanted to change it to 2 words.
Oh right. I thought it was. Is it not? Huh? I thought it was 1 word.
It is in the track list.
Yeah. Red Rum. It's just murder backwards.
I didn't even notice that.
It's in The Shining.
God.
I think it's a harder track. It's this fuzzy bass, which is countered by this very I think it's a bit goofy, but I didn't really mind it. This Oriental sounding melody.
Yeah, it's like a Far East trap.
Yeah, it's very strange. The feature sounded the feature had this kind of lackadaisical flow, which is I initially didn't like, but I kind of got into it. He kind of played off of Skepta pretty well, because Skepta has this very ordered flow. He's never really offbeat and slowed down. He's always just like on the beat, very ordered, very structured. I thought they kind of worked well together.
Worked with the hook quite well, actually.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And apparently he freestyled his verse, so
that's pretty impressive.
Didn't do too bad.
Yeah.
I just thought the really heavy bass line didn't really work with the.
No, with that light Oriental melody.
Yeah.
No. They
kind of annoying as well. The slap you like Ike Turner refrain.
I don't even remember that. You see, like, yeah. No Sleep has another Oriental sounding melody. There's the percussion on this has this. It's very crisp and it has this. It's not like a traditional drum beat. It sounds like almost like blocks being put together, or I don't know. It sounded like a stock sound. It was very strange.
It sounds like when Pharrell gets a bit more like experimental and a bit more crazy, then his percussion sounds like this.
Yeah, it's these. I thought I can appreciate the trying to be experimental, but and I think it works in this track, but it's used again in a later track. I didn't think it worked there.
And I liked the bit where he was bragging about how well his shoes are selling, and that it was like, man, where'd you get your where can I get your shoes from, and what website?
I like the bar about how he has Mills in love with the words that he rhymes. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I didn't know Skepta's like in his 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been around a while. His debut album, Greatest Hits, came out in like 2006, I want to say.
13 years ago. Bloody hell. It's here, like, I feel a lot of the instrumentals on this project feel a bit sparse. If that's how I feel. Like they're not.
I thought they were solid throughout. And I don't know. I think he produced them all.
Okay, I don't know. Not a lot of them were really gelling with me. And there's one of them later in which seems to come out of nowhere. On this, it's a bit of a strange album. I really wanted to go into it liking it. I'd just like to preface it by saying, but it wasn't. It hasn't been as. It starts off pretty hard, and then I don't know. It kind of seems to go in a different direction than I thought it would.
What do you mean was hard?
Yeah, what do you mean was hard? But it had this very really weird, in the hook. It was like, "She won't eat man like Idi Amin." I wasn't sure if I was hearing that right.
Yeah, no, you did say that.
He's genius to check it. I was like, what? Okay. I guess, is that a reference to Idi Amin feeding men to crocodiles?
I have no idea.
It's pretty interesting.
I like the hook, but I thought it was a bit long-winded.
Yeah, definitely. I'll give you that. Yeah, no, the hook was very long. Yeah.
But he got a lot of things in there. Idi Amin, Kim Jong-un.
Yep, North Korean Kim Jong-un. Yeah, I didn't really see how it all fitted together.
Well, he was saying he North Korean Kim Jong-un when I spray my machine. So shooting up people.
He's like a dictator.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
I think Skepta had a lot of swag in his verses.
Okay.
Saying stuff like, all I do is win and we ain't changing the teams.
I think I guess that swagger in his verses kind of plays off of this kind of blingy beat that it had. It was it wasn't very experimental. Yeah, it had quite a lot of bounce to it. And it was pretty richly produced, I'll give it that. It's just some of his lyrics are pretty funny, pretty funky. Going through it, I think this is the part where I really started to like the album.
Man, this is my favorite song.
Yeah, it's I think the quality kind of increases for a bit here. There's a good run of songs. It's all about this. It has this. 1 second. It has the beat sounds kind of industrial, and
it was all over. It was crazy.
Yeah,
it had co-production from Indigo Child Rick, who did Lean for Real for Playboy Carti, which Skepta was on, of course.
Right. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Bit of inside knowledge there. I like that.
It's a very very lyrical track. It was probably went back to that about the struggles he's going through at the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
The crazy.
The song gets it gets crowded, but in a good way. Whereas other songs I felt have sounded sparse. This feels very very full, and I'm getting a vibe that it's kind of going inside his head a bit. And
definitely.
It has these spacey sounds in the mix, slow down, and there's this funny. There was a bar. It was like Bird Box. You don't want to see. And then he's kind of rapping about like thinking about himself and how all this kind of what is happening to him, and how others think of him. It closes with this woman, these two women talking about him like negatively. This woman says like he's an effing bad egg, I think that was pretty interesting. That swayed my opinion on the album a bit.
Yeah, I would agree.
Good. And same old story. I felt that this one was another one of the better tracks.
This was my least favorite song.
Well, I like the use of the flute in the melody and how it harmonized, and it has like.
I had that down as like a
vibe.
Trashy version of "Praise the Lord."
Yeah, it was reminding me of that.
Which he produced, of course.
Yeah, I like the.
I mean, sorry, carry on.
It's it's all about being in a relationship and it crumbling and how it seems to keep on happening. How as he's talking to her, he's asking her like, "What's your body count?" It seems like it's calling back to the opener, a bullet from a gun. Like she wasn't your girl, she was just your turn, or it was just your turn. Yeah, that's what it kind of feels like. It's like a relationship on its last legs, and I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was better, but the instrumental kind of let it down because I think Skepta was kind of carrying the whole track.
I thought the hook was so long and just it didn't need to be that long. And
I'll agree with that. There are a lot of really long hooks in this.
I didn't really like the verses that much, apart from two. That was just facts about stuff like people just cuffing for winter and people racing to get married just to say they've got married rather than
and then like hanging on, staying together just because one of them's afraid of being alone. Oh yeah, that was it. There was this bar about like it's a race, but nobody wants to lose, but the winner gets nothing. I thought that was facts.
Hard facts.
Yeah, it's followed up by "Love Me Not," which I like "Love Me Not," but it doesn't fit in with the rest of the tracks on this. I think it's an anomaly in the track listing.
Mm-hmm. I think these three songs, the next three, are just really weird. They sort of fit in with each other, but not really anything else.
Yeah, and it's like "Love Me Not" has really come out of nowhere. It has the production in it feels like it's a much higher quality.
This is the most grimy song, isn't it?
I almost felt like it had a dance like beat to it, or dance kind of feeling.
Actually, yeah, that's true. I think they just with grime they tend to up the RPM a little bit.
Yeah.
Or the BPM.
I mean, I've been trying to get into grime for a long time.
If you're on the beat for a second, I love that he chopped up this Sophie Ellis Bextor sample. Just the vocals.
Okay.
In a sort of a classic like garagey way.
Yeah, definitely. I was getting a garage vibe from this, and
it's sort of like that. It was chopped up for the whole way, and then they let it play out in full at the end.
Yeah,
that was really sweet.
I
like the hook
a
lot as well.
Yeah,
I thought the rap feature from Be Live was weak.
I don't know. He had one. He had one like it was mostly short, and for the most part, it wasn't stand up. But he had this one pretty funny bar, like got another email from a female. I found that funny.
I mean, I just felt for me like he was trying too hard.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that.
Because he was on the Skepta album, which I understand, but like,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the beat, and I'd like to just have the beat on its own, maybe because it was very smooth, and it rather than some of the other instrumentals in this, which can be at times a bit jarring, I find.
Yeah.
But okay, Animal Instinct. There's like 2's company, 3's the crowd, 4's an after party. I like that. I like that a lot. I thought that was pretty funny. But apart from that, there was nothing that really stood out to me.
Yeah, I was going to say there was.
It was so passable.
Apart from the line, I should just take a selfie and hang it in the Louvre. I didn't really get anything from this.
I don't get that. Why would you do that?
I don't know, because he's be looking that good.
Okay.
I quite like Lancey Foe to a degree. Certainly the hook was quite good about shooting racists.
What? I did not. I mean, I didn't even hear that. I was falling asleep.
He literally said that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, this is one of the weaker songs.
Definitely. Glow in the Dark is it has an interesting beat with these kind of strange horns. Again, about another relationship kind of turning bad, and the vocal feature on it has these. He's singing on it in this. It's not soulful, but it's. I don't know. How would you describe the way he's singing, Tom?
It's just very melodic. I thought it was interesting. What he did.
That's lovely.
He had Lazy do the first 2 hooks. Great name, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Spelled like Jay-Z. But and then WizKid did the final one, and I thought he sounded very good as well. But
I thought he sounded good.
Needed more WizKid, in my opinion. I like a bit of WizKid.
Yeah.
I thought this was a commentary not just on a relationship, which I think the hook delved into more, but I think British lifestyle as a whole, and I think how he's falling out of love with that as well.
Okay. But then, what do you think he's... Okay. Were there any bars which stood out about that?
I think it was just sort of certainly the first 2 verses sort of gave me that impression, but I can't remember any
that's fine.
lyrics off the top of my head.
That's fine. It's I didn't get that at all though. No, I just thought it was purely about a relationship. But no, it's an interesting insight, man. I'm definitely gonna look into it next time I listen to it. The You Wish is another like interesting has this interesting use of like voices for the melody. I think. Wait, I don't know what I've written there. I liked what it was saying. How Skepta's found that as he's become so successful, he's having people like making up beef with him to try and like capitalize off his success, and it's just like you're lying. I can understand how that like it's an interesting insight into like his life and his world. Then
I thought it was kind of a dumb premise, although now that you've said that, it makes a bit more sense.
But I
was just thinking, why would you make up that you had beef with someone? But then, if you get headlines, I didn't really think about it like
I think that's literally all it's about. And then,
there was a good little bit about how he said his dad didn't move to London just to put tickets on the screen. So sort of saying that he had to make his dad's sacrifice worth it by making it. Which he did. I like the grimy, again, this is another more grimy track.
Yeah. What about Gangsta?
Was the next song, Gangsta.
With BBK.
I think he, in every project, every album he's done, he's had like a posse cut with people we better know his crew who he came up with.
Yeah.
They all came in, did a 16, and then dipped. As it says in the name, they all had they were sort of mobster bits, especially Skepta's hook talking about. I think the guys that are running up on like your cartel isn't up to scratch. I think he said. Which I thought was interesting.
It has probably the most active instrumental, like the most is going on there. There's just one thing which really pulled it down for me, which is that there's this kind of, I'm pretty sure I've heard the synth they use, that kind of, I could describe it as like impact sounding synth. Like I swear it's called impact. It just sounded like a stock sound effect. I didn't like that. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't feeling this track, man. But I'm interested to know why it was good. I mean, you've listened to more of like Boy Better Know in general, though.
Well, I thought that Skepta's verse was great.
Mhm.
Frisco's verse was brilliant. Jammer's
Yeah.
verse was pretty good. Shorty's, I think he was the first one up. His was kind of trash, but I don't think he's ever been a good rapper. He's just sort of there 'cause he's friends with the others.
Oh,
But for me,
man.
the standout was the JME feature where he was sort of ranting about how you can't buy G status and like people making up that they're from the hood. I'm like,
Oh,
so where he was like saying everyone's trying to get out and you're trying to get in to get out.
yeah, that's pretty funny actually. That is.
And that it was like because you were buying clothes to make you look like you're from the hood and stuff. I mean, that was pretty good.
Mm,
I just
I'm
like
gonna re-listen.
every time I hear Frisco, man, his flows are so good.
Mm.
I just don't know what to say beyond that, really.
Well, that's if it renders you speechless, it has to be pretty damn good. I didn't hear it. Pure Water
This
closer.
was a really weird closer for two
I
reasons.
thought it was a weak closer. It
One,
was
it's not really a
weak
closer, and
AF.
two, it came out in 2017.
Okay, what the frick? Why would you do that?
I don't know.
That sounds very strange.
I mean, I like the song, but I just don't see why. I thought it was just gonna be a standalone single, like the song with Wizkid that he did,
Wait, so it
like,
was released as a single in 2017?
or maybe 2018. It's quite old.
Yeah.
He dropped that, and he dropped this other song with Wizkid. It's also really good.
I
But
don't know.
that didn't make it on the album, and I don't know why this did. It doesn't really make any sense as the end.
I can kind of see where it would fit in the album, but it doesn't. It certainly doesn't fit in at the end. I mean, he's always he has this bitterness throughout the whole thing, and he says like a girl is a gun, and like when a girl's walking with a guy, I disarm him, meaning like Mr. Steal Your Girl. I thought that was some pretty funny wordplay, but it really ends very weakly, and despite it, I think it's in the album, like with it being about relationships, like it has a place. I don't necessarily know where that place is, but I know it's not the end. I think Gangster should have been the end, or this should have been the closer or something.
End on a bang.
Exactly, not end on like whatever this was. This was like a bloody, just like so weak to end on.
Again, I
Yeah.
like the song, but it didn't make any sense at the end.
No, but yeah, I'm giving this a 6, Tom.
I'm gonna trump you with a 7, but I mean, if you really want to hear a Skepta album, you've never heard one before,
I would like to.
I'd recommend Konnichiwa ahead of this one. I think this one's better produced, but
Really?
Konnichiwa is just banger after banger. There's like one dud in the whole thing.
Okay. No, I've been meaning to listen to it. And
Whereas this one, it's got like some meh songs.
yeah. But yeah. Speaking of banger after banger, we're gonna talk about ZUU.
Oh, sorry, I just wanted to wrap up by saying how the album artwork fits the themes on the album really well.
How so? How so? I really wasn't getting that.
Well, it's got the. Let me get it up real quick.
I mean, I guess it has the gun on it. Like for the first and final tracks. Actually, that's pretty interesting. How it, yeah, like it refers to people as being guns.
You've got like the middle finger. You've got the holding hands. You got the guy sitting by himself. You got him with his baby. You got someone with the finger to their lips. And then it's got like the people like with a finger in their ears as well. But I think the most telling one is the one with the shocked face. And either side of it is a guy with a gun and like a guy with a phone.
Yeah. I think it has really exceptional artwork. And I was really expecting something like hard from it, but I just really didn't get that. Yeah, kind of not what I was expecting, you know?
Man, there's some joints on here.
There are some joints on there, but for the most part, it's not what I was expecting. But for something that's not what I was expecting in a good way, ZUU by Denzel Curry. Again, I introduce it.
I can't remember the last time I've been to the zoo, man.
I went to the zoo last year. I went to Prague Zoo. Yeah. Prague Zoo is huge. And they have all sorts. There were polar bears and stuff. I kind of felt bad for them.
Greece.
Okay. ZUU, Denzel Curry.
I like the album artwork again.
I love the album artwork. I love it. It's it feels like it's harking back to some like 90s album artwork. And it kind of fits in with a lot of the. I don't know if I'm the only one who gets this, but maybe I'm like imagining this, but I'm getting a lot of references to 90s rap on this, or maybe not a lot, but there's certainly a few which have been placed like strategically. On Ricky, there's this kind of boom bap drop. There's this 90s like sound effects. I still don't know what it is, but it was used on a ton of NWA tracks. Like it was one of the bits of percussion they used. Some of the flows on here sound like they're really 90s as well. It's a very concise, very hard, very well put together project. It's exactly what I want in a project, and it's really impressed me. So, shall we go into it?
I suppose we should, really.
Yes. Okay, comes in with ZUU, the opener, the eponymous track, I think. All right. Yeah, title track. That's better. It's this very aggressive from the get-go. You know, he's rapping about coming out the zoo, and he's coming out the zoo from these ghostly vocals. It's very rough. It's very aggressive. He has this like great bar, like "I'm in my prime to do time." I was floored by the opener.
It had this nice mix of singing and aggressive rapping.
Yeah, and like Denzel Curry over the entire thing, he is so bloody aggressive on it. Have you watched the Bulls on Parade like a version? Like
Many a time.
I just rewatched it again today for like the third time.
When I was adding this, I realised it was on Apple Music, so I went and added it. That was pretty cool to find out.
Oh my god! I really hope he drops a project like just of kind of like Rage Against the Machine inspired tracks. It'd be pretty cool. But anyway, it's sequenced very nicely into Ricky, I feel.
Ricky!
Yeah. Although it's I think I read online.
About his dad.
I thought it was about his older brother.
No.
Oh, okay, my bad.
You didn't watch his Genius verified about the song.
Oof, no, I didn't. I just read a Pitchfork article about it.
Damn, you trusted Pitchfork?
Yeah, I guess I got played like a damn fiddle. It's even better on the LP. It's following off of ZUU with this even harder track. Again, these 90s references.
I think someone's calling you.
Oh yeah, so it is. My bad. That's very. Just continue. I'll just tell them I can't talk. Or
I still think Ricky was my favourite song.
I'll edit that out. We'll come back to it in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it has.
I think Ricky was my fave.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my faves. I think mine's different now though. Although it's definitely playing in my head all the time. I love that hook. You know. It's so bloody hard, and then you still got. I fear no man, but the man
above your head.
Above your head, yeah, there we go. And when it drops, it kind of has that drop or that bridge into those kind of boom bap drums. I really love that, man.
I still get goosebumps when the beat comes in for the first time.
It's so cool. I just have it in my head now. Okay.
Wish.
Yeah, Wish. Would you like to take the lead for a bit here?
Well, it was like an old school sort of southern hip hop based track, like something Scarface or the Ghetto Boys or the Goody Mob would have gone on, maybe UGK even.
Yeah.
Curry just spitting some game about scooping up some chicks at the club.
Yeah, it drops very nicely into it, and it has these very hard flows again over this smooth, almost like glam, like it kind of sounds glamorous. This instrumental. He talks about, well, some of his bars are about like repping like South Florida. Like talking about one of the girls in his club was saying that like she didn't want to be with a guy from there. I think. And
well, have you seen what Florida men get up to?
Oh yeah, I guess I have. But I mean, the like Florida man uses an alligator to shotgun a beer. That's pretty big dick energy, if you ask me.
No, that's a dick move.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
Poor alligator's teeth.
Yeah. Okay. It is a dick move. Yeah. Pretty radical, though. The outro though. It is so hard. It's remixed. The bass is like turned up to 11. My God, I was very impressed. And birds, there's these
my God
references to like different types of birds here, like cities full of vultures. And then I swear there's a bar like butterfly doors keep the birds chirping. That was so cool. It was talking about how where he grew up has like shaped him, and there's that line, if you ain't God, well I don't give a frick.
Oh
yeah,
this beat is like it's made me stop what I was doing.
Yeah, me too, man.
It was so insane, and like I could see why Denzel Currry rapped over it, but Rick Ross is usually so like laid back. But yeah, he worked on this song, which was crazy. I didn't expect it to work as well as it did.
It's this. I feel like the whole piece, like I guess it's in two parts. This album, like there's that break of these two interludes, but both times it's a straight run of banger, 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 banger interludes, banger, 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 interlude, banger. You know. Sort of like Automatic, which has really grown on me. The first time I listened to it, I was kind of like, I don't know, it felt like it was a bit long-winded. But the second and third time I listened to it, it's really kind of grown on me. It has this kind of clubby feel to it. It has a catchy hook, you know. Curry has these like some bars and he has these his flows kind of his flows are like hollow tips or something like that. It's cool. It's grown on me big time. Yeah.
It's done the opposite to me. I loved it when I first heard it, and it's kind of waned a bit. Although I loved that he worked with Tay Keith.
Yeah. That's good. And
and the hook is still catchy.
Yeah. I feel like a bit the vocal performances kind of carry the track because there's not much going on with the instrumental here compared to some of the other whacked out instrumentals on the previous tracks. That's the only thing I could like criticize it for.
Mate, it wasn't as heavy, but I thought there was still a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's still a good beat.
Definitely. Sort of like the second single. I love that intro about like I was putting coins in piggy banks, now putting them in bank accounts, like foreign bank accounts. Oh yeah. Into this like almost hypnotic piano.
That's what we do with our ad revenue.
Yes, it's all going into foreign bank accounts. No. This 808 is like very hard, and the bars are even harder. You know, there's this one like guys. I guess it's like after you go to school, you got to go to jail or the army, and then there's like invest in a Rottweiler.
And
these are pretty hard, and it goes into these. There's some sexy triplet flows in there as well. Oh, it's everything you want, man.
And he talked to Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, saying he didn't make it past 21.
Yeah,
His friend didn't make it past 21, so he's got to make it past 24.
Yeah, my dog didn't make it past 21. I've got to make it past 24. And the hook is like part of the hook is I don't want to use my Desert Eagle. Like, it's hard. It's not messing around, man.
Oh, that was the bridge after he was talking to Jesus.
Yeah. The first interlude is another like pretty interesting track. It's kind of forgettable though. The next skit is a lot more memorable. It's very fun.
I didn't get it, man.
I tried looking up if yo is like Miami slang. I couldn't find anything up about it. I think it's just a funny skit about like this guy is from Miami. All he says is yo.
Well,
That's
I
his
like
only
that he
reaction.
said one word and then he but the guy knew what
Made
he
fun
was
of
saying
it.
even though he just said one
Yeah,
word. And
yeah.
then took the mic afterwards. I thought that was out of order, actually.
Oh, I just thought it was pretty funny. I think that was all it was, really.
Man,
Just
I
like
saw some sly behind your back laughing at you stuff, man. They be snakes.
okay, I'll give you that, I guess. But I thought it was pretty funny. It was one of the funniest skits I've heard for a while. You know, just how you're saying like, oh yeah, there's like girl who you've been duck. He's like yo. And it's like oh, there's this other girl going yo.
Yeah, so he was like, sounding proper angry with the yo, and then
Hmm.
like chill, yo.
It was funny.
Man,
It's all up.
you know
Yep.
they're a real friend when you get to that stage where you can just say one word.
Yo.
Yeah, they know exactly what you mean.
Yo. Followed up by Carol Mart, which is this another banger. It has this. I think this is the most like. This beat sounds like it's straight from the 1990s. I feel, except it has this modern bass and these trap hi hats. But
This sounded a lot like early 2000s hip hop to me.
okay.
Like the
Well, I mean, I might be
older
wrong.
Miami stuff, like Uncle
Okay.
Al,
Yeah.
UGK, that sort of thing again.
You're more
This
qualified for
beat
me.
just bounces so
It
much.
does bounce. That's the point. It
And the
bounces,
hook's great.
and these bars just sit very nicely in this bouncy beat, and they're very like in the same wavelength. Nothing's too crazy. It's a very pleasurable track. It's very nice, and it bounces. Followed up by Shake 88, one of my favorite tracks on here. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. It's one of the hardest beats.
This is my least favorite song.
It's so funny, man.
I
It's
didn't fuck with it at all.
Oh, it has one of the hardest beats. Like, it's like it's very very funny. It has this what is it? It's like it feels pretty playful, and then the hook is just so dumb. Like it's talking about girls just like shaking their, just shaking it, and it's like I mean, I kind of don't agree. I don't agree with what it if it is just being derogatory about women. Then I don't like it. But I think it's just making fun of it because I mean, no, I think it is making fun of it. I think it is kind of self-aware because although there is this impersonation of like a girl who's like pretty ratchet, where she's saying like "Don't touch my weave" and stuff in this high-pitched voice.
I thought it was facts.
Oh, okay, I mean,
You
well,
don't
I
think
think
white girls be out here twerking because they only live once and saying that?
Well, I mean, the point I was trying to make was just how both sides, like the guys and the girls, are both made fun of because, like, Denzel Curry's like kind of going off on one on this. I think it's the second verse, and he's like seems to be getting pretty angry at her, like telling her like some straight facts, and she doesn't respond to him, and he goes, "Hello," like, and so this is not even bothering him. He's like, "Damn, I shouldn't have done that." So I think that's kind of funny how I guess like both sides are criticizing each other, but are still kind of dependent on each other. I guess it's a bit toxic. I thought it was a bit funny though, and it's very catchy. It's like you put it on at a party, and I reckon it'd go down well. It'd be very funny. Blackland 66.6. Very
Radio.
interesting instrument. Like very interesting. Is it skit or an interlude? It's like it's a radio report with a beat
someone
over
listening
it.
to it in the car.
Yeah, but there's a beat over it, and then it's like this song within a skit, and I don't know. Maybe it's a bit meta. It was very interesting, strange interlude. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool though.
Although I do never like it when gets someone else to say how good their music is.
But I mean that happens all the time. I feel, and especially
but it always cringes me out.
yeah. But then I think even Wu-Tang did that on Enter the 36 Chambers.
Well, they had someone call up the radio and request their song.
Yeah. Oh, was it real?
I don't know.
Yeah, I always assumed it was made up for it. But talking about closers, like to contrast the mediocre closer on Skepta's album, this is a bloody strong closer. Pat. It is
an anagram for project and turmoil, he said on Twitter. I don't know what that means.
I was gonna ask what does that mean.
Apart from it being the project bit being a dedication to Project Pat.
Yeah. Or like
who's
project housing.
Dead, so
what about housing?
No, he said it was for Project Pat.
Oh, okay, my bad. It's the hardest track by far. It has the thickest bass. It is Armageddon in an 808. These bars are so they're barked at you, you know. There's this one like we carry hollow tips because it reflects because it
what's in my
reflects what's in my soul, and it goes. He says something afterwards. Yeah, it's pretty funny. There's bars about Miami, about being in the hood there, how like you'll get robbed. If the girl's with you, she'll get slapped. Like it's pretty chaotic. It's pretty hard. It's cacophonous. It's aggressive. It's threatening, and it's a real treat. It's a genuinely great closer. It's songs
it also stopped me in my tracks when it came in.
Yeah, it's the hardest track I think I've heard since.
Look at me.
No, I was gonna say something like it reminds me a bit of the closer to bottomless pit. That's what it reminds me of, just with how hard and aggressive it is. But obviously with fewer lyrics about sexual violence. I'm giving this. I want to give it a 9. I really want to give it a 9. It really, really impressed me. I think I'm not gonna have a problem if you gave it an 8. I think that's fine. This just totally floored me. And oh my god, I'm getting it on vinyl as soon as it comes out. I
don't think the replay value's there for me.
I think obviously not like
originally when I heard it the first time, I would have probably given it a 9 or a 10. But I've listened to it a few times since. I still like Pat. I love Ricky every time I hear it.
Yeah.
Some of the deeper cuts and Speedboat don't really stick with me like that. Don't really hit for me like that. Although I do think this is better than Taboo.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is way better than Taboo.
I'm gonna give it a 7 though.
Oh, I might change mine to an 8 in light
of
what you
want, man.
I think that point is very true. And okay, we're changing minds. Well, no, you're changing my mind. That's about it. Let's talk about "Find You Again" by Mark Ronson. This request from you, Tom, seemed to come out of nowhere. I didn't think this.
Come again?
I didn't think this was the sort of thing you listen to at all.
Man, I love me some Mark Ronson.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't usually make. This is a much more somber, poppy album for him.
What does he normally do?
I don't know, man. It's all over the place. Like he did most of Amy Winehouse's second album, for example.
Okay.
Like Valerie's actually his song.
Oh, is he like a session musician or a producer?
He's a producer.
Okay.
But like, he always uses lots of live instrumentation. And that's one thing I would say throughout all these singles he's dropped. The guests have been the thing that's let it down. I think the production's always been good.
The production.
Although I forgot to mention, basically the first single, "Nothing Breaks Like a Heart" with Miley Cyrus, which for me is better than this song, and I love this song quite a bit actually. But that song, it came out while we were like on our winter break.
Yeah. So
that was a hard track.
The boys weren't going to talk about it. I think I've listened to that. I'm not sure if I have. I'm not going to dig a hole here. Okay, there's so much depth to the mix. There's this interesting electronic harmonies going on. It's very clean and a powerful synth.
Oh,
it has...
it's produced with Kevin Parker from Tame Impala as well. That's why I thought you might like it.
Yeah, I loved the lyrics about having like U-shaped thoughts in my head, a U-shaped hole in my bed, something like that.
Yeah.
So that was nice. There's
the crush, like the crushing on him, literally crushing her. I thought that was good wordplay as well.
Definitely. It has these great vibes. It's I think it's definitely the most catchy breakup song I've ever heard.
Catches an earthquake.
Yeah, I think it is actually.
Oh,
well, I mean, but this doesn't have Playboy cartoons, so yeah. I'm not sure.
I watched points there.
Yeah, it loses big points there. It's these vocals are kind of playing off each other, where it has the hook and like two bits of the chorus playing off each other at the same time. But that was very interesting, and how it cuts out at the end. It's like isolating. It's kind of like, meaning it's real, you know. They are never. There is this U-shaped hole that is, and they're never gonna find you, this person whom they were with, again. And
I think that was the big thing that came out for this. It was like, if you said you wanted to try again, I'd be ready. But I think she knows throughout that it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's bittersweet, definitely.
Yeah.
Track.
And again, Mark Ronson coming with the pristine production.
Oh, definitely. This is like god tier production. Very, very good. Really well.
He's been in the game a long time as well.
It sounds like it. But okay, from one like good producer onto another good producer.
Hell yeah! Both beginning with M as well.
Yeah, MadLib and Freddie Gibbs. Crime Pays. Is it the third single from their upcoming...
although I saw the track list and Bandana's not on it, which is weird. It's the title of the thing or whatever. It's the title of the project. Yeah, it's not on the...
Maybe they released it as the kind of teaser.
Well, actually, to be fair, the pre-release, like none of the tracks are named apart from Crime Pays and Flat Tummy Tea.
Yeah.
So maybe it's on there.
Name? What? These are some great names. These songs. Okay, the production again is so rich. I love how this guitar moves from the foreground to the background almost seamlessly in one switch, you know, in a beat. It is so good. Gibbs has this, again, like, I guess it's his kind of signature staccato flow on here. It's, and there's this great sample. I think it must be the sample. Like, look to the sky and you will find, like, it's all this wholesome kind of vibe into these bars about slanging and how crime pays.
I just like the repetition of crime pays. I thought Freddie sounded good there in particular.
Definitely.
And like you said, the sample chipmunked beautifully. Well, not quite chipmunk, but it was, you know, it was a bit higher pitched. Not quite chipmunk high. That's when they make it like really high.
Yeah, I get it. I thought it was normal. I thought it just was that high.
No, I think usually when they use a vocal sample, they make it a bit higher. It doesn't sound like a human's voice would be that high for me, anyway.
No, fair enough. It's probably also gets them around, you know, intellectual property law, maybe. But I'm not a lawyer. Yeah, it's mixed so well, the whole thing. Gibbs also uses these punchy triplets. This instrumental is so smooth. It's all mixed so well. It's very round and smooth. There's the outro again, like how I was saying it's so good. No wonder it stays on for an outro. Like it plays for a good 10 seconds longer. This beat alone, and before there is a beat switch. And a seamless beat switch into a trip hop outro, you know, like, and it's never jarring. It's all mixed so well. it was really impressive. You know, really impressive. I can't wait for the actual album to drop. I think it's going to be
on
better.
The 28th.
It's going to be better than Pinata.
That is a bold prediction. That is a very bold prediction.
Okay, yeah, I'm immediately feeling bad for saying that. I may eat those words, but we'll see. No, I'm gonna back myself. I'm gonna back myself. You know.
That's a classic right there.
It is a classic. I'm looking at
a modern classic.
But I mean, they've both just improved since then, surely. So, okay. I've been Tim.
I've been Tom.
Oh, that's good. I forgot your name halfway through. Thanks for reminding me, Tom. Oopsie. And this has been the Tim Tom Podcast.